Okay, we are going to start model number 2, that is velocity and acceleration analysis of mechanism graphical method. So that means this also a construction type. So there are two models having construction type. One is model number 2 and model number 4 CAMS. In that we are going to start model number 2, one more graphical method type, that is velocity and acceleration analysis of mechanism. So in this you are going to study about what is definition, basic definitions, velocity, acceleration, what are the, how to find the velocity and acceleration for different mechanisms by using different graphical methods. Okay, easiest only I will show the construction everything through the Solid app. Okay, first we'll take an introduction. um, Kinematic deals with the study of relative motion between the various parts of the machines. Kinematics does not involve any study of forces. Study of motions of various parts of machine is important for determining the velocity and acceleration at different moments. Dynamic forces are function of acceleration, and acceleration is a function of velocity, and study of velocity and acceleration will be useful in the design of mechanism. So as we discussed in the beginning of the when you're going to start this subject, in the introduction part, what is actually kinematics machine, what actually it is going to be deal with it. So as discussed in the first classes, hope you can remember that. So actually the CAM subject or kinematic machine deals from the main subject called theories of machine. So in that there are two types. One is kinematics of machine and dynamics of machine. So theories of machine subject means it is deal with the machines as well as mechanisms. When you subject to a find the relative motion between the mechanisms of their links, also forces. So that's why they classify into two. One is CAM, that is kinematic machine. One more is DOM, that is dynamics of machines. So dynamic machines will comes in the next semester. So kinematics, which is there, what present you are studying. So in that CAM subject, which is deal with the study of relative motion between the mechanisms. So not any, you are going to find any forces. So forces you are going to find in the between the links as well as mechanism, that is called subject called DOM. But kinematics of machine is only the subject which is deals with the find the relative motion. What are the relative motion? Like study of the velocity or acceleration at different position of the or movement of the mechanisms or any links. So that's what they're saying. Kinematics does not involve any study of forces, as a dynamic forces are a function of acceleration and acceleration of a function of velocity. Study of velocity and action will be useful. In order to find the forces means you should know the velocity as well as mainly the acceleration, because we know according to the second law of Newton law, what is F is equal to m into a. What is a there? M is the mass, a is the acceleration. So therefore you have to find the acceleration. So in order to find the acceleration again is a function of velocity. You know, acceleration means rate of change of velocity. Therefore you need to find the velocity first. So therefore study of velocity and acceleration is very much essential in order to find the forces. Without the velocity and acceleration, you can't able to find the any forces. So that's why in the design, when you're going to design any mechanism, the study of velocity as well as the acceleration of each link, when it's going to move in a different direction, how the velocity and acceleration going to change us, and what magnitude and what and which direction it's going to be take place, that you have to be find out. That's why it is very important topic. The mechanism will be represented by line diagram, which is known as configuration diagram. That is your first module, what we written all the types of mechanism, no? So that is called a configuration mechanism, and also it is known one more name, it is called as space diagram. So by line representing, you are going to write the things, like you are written different types of mechanism like crank lever mechanism, um, this one what you call straight line mechanism. There are different mechanism you written. So that is in a line diagram. That line diagram is called configuration diagram. It is also known as space diagram. So the analysis can be carried out both by graphical method as well as analytical method. So here what we are finding the velocity and acceleration, using both method you can find out either graphical method or analytical method. So now in this model 2, it is deals with only on the graphical method. In the next model 3, it is deals on the same acceleration and velocity concept based on the analytical method that you are going to study in the third module. But now in this module, you are going to study on the graphical approach. That is what we are doing today. Now, first we'll take some basics like important definitions. Let's take in the from the beginning of the basics now. First, what is displacement? So this isn't all like it comes, you already study in a school level, the same thing it will comes now. So displacement. So any particle of the body move in a parallel planes, travel by the same distance is known as linear displacement. So there in the displacement, there are two types will be there. One is linear displacement, one is angular displacement. Suppose you take any type body, any particles on the body which move parallel to the planes. Either it may be X plane, or it may be a Y plane, or it may be a Z plane. So that is known as a linear displacement. Suppose if you take any body which is rotate to the fixed point. Suppose you will take a circle and this is the fixed point. Now with respect to the fixed point, the particle will going to be rotate at an angle. So that is known as angular displacement. The body rotating uh, about a fixed point in such a way that all particular move in a circular path, which is called angular displacement, which is denoted by theta. How much it is going to be covered? Suppose I will take initially it is like here will be there, and it is going to be move up to this. So this is called, I called as theta. This is called theta. This is, I will call as theta. So this theta is called angular displacement. Suppose if the body, take body like this, it is moving in a x direction, how much it is going to be displayed? That displacement I will represent in terms of x in a x direction, y means y direction, z means there. That is called linear displacement. So based on this displacement, we are going to define the velocity. So what is that? Velocity means, you know, that rate of change of displacement are nothing but displacement with respect to time. That is called rate of change of displacement. If you consider linear displacement, that is dx with respect to dt, dx divided by dt, nothing but change of displacement with respect to time. That is called rate of change of linear displacement with respect to time. It is called linear velocity. And similarly, if you consider the angular displacement, that is rate of change of angular displacement with respect to time, it is called angular displacement. The linear displacement unit is meter per second or centimeter per second. Angular displacement is radian per second will be there. So this are all very basics, you know well. But anyway, this is very important here. Now, here, what in this slide we are discussing here, what is the relation between the linear velocity as well as angular velocity? What may be the relation between these two? Capital V as well as omega. Capital V always called linear velocity. Omega it is always called as angular velocity. So for that, you take one example of this. So this is consider in that body, consider the OA having a radius r. This OA, it will take a angular displacement at an angle theta, and when it is going to displace at an angle theta, OA tends to OA dash. Therefore, we need to find what is omega. Omega nothing but d theta by dt, d theta by dt, or delta t by delta t, or d theta by dt. And also I need to find what is the linear velocity. So we know what is linear velocity. Linear velocity is nothing but linear displacement with respect to time, correct? Linear velocity is nothing but linear displacement, that is dx divided by dt. This is called linear velocity. So therefore I need to find what is linear displacement. You can see here it is a angular displacement is there, but I should find the what is the linear displacement. For that, they consider here, you can able to see this is like an arc, correct? This is called an chord. So you look like OA dash is like an chord. Now I need to find this vertical displacement means, so what is the chord length become, or arc length become? That arc length we can call as, I will show you the figure. The arc is like this. This arc I need to make it straight means, what may be the straight line of this length become, this arc length become r into theta, correct? Arc length is r into what is the angular displacement. Therefore in place of dx I can substitute as r into d theta divided by time is dt or delta t. Therefore, or we can call it as the r dt by dt. What is, we can call this term d theta by dt as, we can call it as omega. So therefore v is equal to what we comes relation, omega into r. So this is the relation between linear velocity as well as angular velocity. V is equal to always omega times r will be there. Or if you want to find omega, then it become omega is equal to v by r. So this is the very important relation that you know well, all these basics. Again, anyway, for this model, this is very, very essential. Understood? Next will be absolute velocity. There are different types of velocities there. First, we discussed linear velocity, omega, as well as angular velocity. Now, next two different types of velocity is called absolute velocity, and one more is called relative velocity. What is absolute velocity? The velocity of a point with respect to the fixed point. All that is called a absolute velocity. Suppose you take an example of this. So this is fixed here at point O2, and the link is O to A. Now I need to find what is the absolute velocity of this A, means this VA, this fixed link, this link will be move at an angular velocity omega 2. Therefore, the absolute velocity of this A become omega 2 into radius. That we know already, we derived that what is the relation between omega and V. Therefore, V is equal to omega 2 into R. What is the radius with respect to this fixed point? Now we are finding the velocity at point A. Now we absolute velocity means always measuring the velocity with respect to the fixed point. Now this is the fixed point O2, and we are finding the velocity here. Therefore, this velocity is equal to omega 2 into radius of this link. What is the radius of this link? O2 A. So this will give the absolute velocity at point A. So always we are measuring the absolute velocity with respect to the fixed point or with respect to the zero velocity. Always fixed point means it is having zero. Here there is no velocity, right? At fixed point O2 there is no velocity, always zero, because it is not doesn't going to move. Therefore, absolute velocity always measured with respect to the fixed point. So therefore, you not to find this VA means omega 2 into radius of this with respect to the link with respect to the fixed point we need to find. That is radius is O2 A will be there. Now one more is relative velocity. So relative velocity, so you can see relative velocity means velocity of a point with respect to the another, means we are going to take to the reference, we are going to measure the velocity with respect to the some other reference. For example, where is that figure? Yeah, relative velocity is the vector difference between the velocity of two bodies. Suppose you take an example of this. Here I can see now, here one the point B, and here one man is there. So now we can say point B, the body B, this blue color can see it is moving around 15 miles per hour, and this man also moving around 40 miles per hour. Now I need to find what is the velocity of the body B with respect to A, means what is comes VB minus VA, that is 15 minus 40. How much it will comes? Around 5, that is 30, 25 it will comes, not 25. How much it is there? 35 it will comes, correct? So that is always we are measuring the uh, velocity with respect to the another body. Suppose you take an example one more here. So again this man, it is moving on this direction. So this, what is the velocity of the B, body B with respect to the body C, means VB minus VC. What is VB? 15. What is VC? 60. Therefore 15 minus 60. One more I will give the example. Suppose the here one man is standing, man is standing. Now here one train or vehicle any moving. So this, so here the vehicle is moving at a velocity, say V is equal to 15 meter per second, 15 meter per second, say 50 meter per second. Now I need to find what is the relative velocity of this body, this train? Let us take this is the train with respect to the man means 15 minus relative velocity of the train with respect to man is 15 minus velocity of the this man. What is the velocity of this man? Is not moving, is standing now. That means is not moving means velocity becomes 0. That is 15 minus 0. Then that will give the relative velocity. Suppose you take similarly, this is the one vehicle and this is another vehicle. So let us take this one, body 2. This vehicle 1 will moving around 10 and vehicle 2 moving around 20 kilometer per hour. So what is the relative velocity of the body 2 with respect to 1 means 20 minus 10 will be comes. That is how much? 10. So that is called relative velocity. This is very, very important, relative velocity. So what satellites, what vehicle, what we are designing the all transportation vehicle, we are taking some reference. Suppose you're taking the reference for vehicles like it may be a car, it may be a buses, means with respect to the air we are going to take. Similarly for flights also, we are with respect to the sound we are going to take. Jet plane, and because it is moving more than the sound speed, no, jet plane and all we are taking with respect to the sound speed, how much speed more should be there. Suppose they are going to design satellite means, so they are going to take the velocity of earth. So with respect to the velocity of earth, how much should be the velocity should be the for the satellite to revolve around the earth. Based on that one reference they are going to take in. Even though for the rocket they are going to take the reference of sound velocity. For all land type of vehicles, it may be a two-wheeler or three-wheeler or four-wheeler or any types of which is moving on a earth land, that way they are going to take on the based on the speed. With respect to the air speed, what may be the velocity of my vehicle should be there, that they are going to take the reference. So that means reference velocity we are going to considering. So the, with reference, that is called relative velocity. With respect to the relative velocity only, we are going to design all those things. Therefore, relative velocity is nothing but velocity with respect to the another between the two bodies, or with respect to the another body. Usually that body under restive condition we are going to consider. So this is about the relative velocity. It is a basics now. Now we'll move to the actual concept. What are the types of velocity and acceleration method will be there. One more, I think. Now we are going to discuss about acceleration. So velocity is over. Now we are moving to the acceleration part. What is acceleration? You know already. Rate of change of velocity, that is dv by dt. So what is velocity? Linear velocity means ds by dt, distance per change of displacement with respect to time. That is d by dt into ds by dt. That we called as d square s by d square dt square, d square s by dt square. So what is the linear acceleration unit will be there? Meter per second. So again in acceleration there are two types. One is called linear acceleration and one is called angular acceleration. For linear acceleration we are going to consider the linear velocity. For angular acceleration means angular velocity. So therefore, according to the definition, the angular acceleration is nothing but rate of change of angular velocity with respect to the time. So therefore, that is denoted by alpha, and linear acceleration denoted by capital A. Therefore, alpha is equal to dw by dt. Again, what is d, not w, this omega, d omega by dt. What is omega? We know already, we derived dt by d theta by dt. Therefore, in place of omega, if I substitute this, therefore alpha become what? D square theta by dt square. So this is in terms of radian second square will be there. Radian per second square will be there. So that is called alpha, and this is called linear acceleration, and this is called linear angular acceleration. Now, in this acceleration, there are two types, one more. The acceleration is the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. It acts perpendicular direction of velocity vector. Thus, acceleration vector quantities, one is linear acceleration, angular acceleration. Acceleration is separated into two elements again. One is called normal acceleration. One more is called tangential acceleration. So this linear acceleration, no, again in that there are two types. One is called normal acceleration. One more is called tangential acceleration. Let me see what is normal, or it is also called as radial acceleration, and one more is called tangential acceleration. So normal acceleration means any changes in the velocity in direction creates a normal acceleration which is always directed towards the center of the rotation, or normal or radial acceleration which is perpendicular to the velocity of the particle at given instant. That means that, you take an example of this. This is the link which is fixed at point O. Now it is moving. Now we are going to find the what is the acceleration point A. This point A, we are going to divide this acceleration we are going to find now. So this acceleration we are going to divide into two way. One is tangential, one is normal. So what is normal acceleration? They're saying that this normal acceleration induced because of change in the change in velocity direction. Because of change in direction of velocity, the normal acceleration going to be induced. Tangential acceleration means any change in the magnitude of the velocity. Because of change in acceleration direction of velocity, normal acceleration will be induced. Because of a Kumar ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಮಾತಾಬೇಡ, ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. Here, because of change in velocity direction, normal acceleration going to be induced. Because of change in magnitude of the velocity, tangential acceleration going to be induced. So like you can see, this is normal and this is tangential. So normal means always perpendicular. Tangential with respect to the body, tangential direction will be there. When you take the resultant for this, that is called A, that will give the acceleration, linear acceleration. Therefore A is the resultant of tangential velocity as well as normal tangential acceleration as well as normal acceleration. So that is capital A is the total resultant acceleration at point A, that is equal to sum of normal acceleration plus tangential acceleration. How we will find the resultant? We know that, no, root of an square plus at square. Now I need to find the angle, resultant angle. Using that is, we are going to find using a tan formula, that is tan inverse of at divided by an. How at divided by an? You can see now. I will show you that. Suppose you consider this. This is the, so you consider like this. This is here phi. This angle is phi. So now I need to apply tan rule. What is tan rule? Anyone? Tan rule or tan phi? What is tan rule? I already told you how to identify opposite and hypotenuse and all. So this angle opposites are always is called opposite, and which is 90 degree. This is always, it is called hypotenuse. Therefore, which is the adjacent now? This is the adjacent now. According to the tan rule, what you said, opposite by adjacent you said. So what is opposite? We can call it as this height is nothing but an. The same thing, right? This height is nothing but an only. So therefore, we can call that is an, normal acceleration. And what is adjacent now? At, that is tangential acceleration. So therefore tan phi is equal to an divided by at will be there. Understood? Therefore tan, if you take this side, that is become tan inverse of this one, at by n. Now come to the, this are the cover the basics now. Now we'll come to the now types of acceleration. Not to find this velocity and acceleration in a mechanism, what are the different methods are there, that we are going to discussing here. So till now what we discuss is a very basics concept. So in that there are two types. One is by graphical way we can find out, or analytical way also we can find out. So graphical method means relative velocity. In three types they are going to use: relative velocity and acceleration method, instantaneous center method, Keynes construction method. These are the three methods we are going to use to find the acceleration and velocity in a what you call mechanism. In analytical method, there are three types. One is vector algebra method, complex algebra method, and analytical solution for special cases like engine mechanism. Out of this, we know which is very useful, easiest. With always graphical one is the very easiest one, because analytical if you want to do it, you should be in a very strong in enough in the mathematics, like linear algebra, vector algebra, complex algebra, all those things you are going to use, as well as trigonometry also. But graphical is the very easiest one. So out of these three, instantaneous centers as well as Keynes construction is very easiest one construction wise. But in order to find the velocity and easiest way, faster way, this method is useful. But construction wise, this is very useful. This one. So therefore, out of these three, in this module, they are going to cover all these three types. But out of this, I'm going to do only these two method, that is instantaneous center method and Keynes Keynes construction method. Only these two I'm going to cover in this module, because this is very easy compared to this one. In order to construct, very easy one. So that's why we are going to study now how to find the velocity and acceleration of any mechanisms or links using instantaneous center method as well as Keynes construction method. So this analytical method will be deal with in the next chapter, that is module number 3. We are only the graphical method. Out of these three, I'm going to take only these two method now, that is instantaneous center method and Keynes construction method. That means that for this module, you have to attend the question, means in the examination means you require geometrical instruments. So but here, first we are going to begin, that is called instantaneous center method. Instantaneous center method.